The courtroom was unnervingly silent as 5-year-old Emily Carter stepped through the heavy wooden doors, her tiny hand clutching the leash of Rex, a German shepherd with a long, jagged scar running along his side. Every eye in the room followed the small girl as she made her way toward the witness stand, her movements hesitant but determined. Judge Mark Sullivan, a seasoned man with years of legal experience, leaned forward slightly, observing the child with a measured gaze. He knew the weight of the entire case rested on her fragile shoulders. Emily was the sole witness to an attempted abduction, a case that, if won, could put a dangerous man behind bars for life. But there was one problem. Emily hadn't spoken a single word since the attack. Across the courtroom, Richard Hale sat at the defense table, his expression composed, even smug. A 45-year-old software engineer with an unassuming appearance. Hale had been arrested after an eyewitness placed him at the scene of Emily. Attempted abduction. But his defense was solid. No physical evidence, no confession, and a witness who couldn't testify. His lawyer had already crafted a strategy that hinged on discrediting the traumatized child's ability to identify him. Then, something happened. As Emily settled onto the witness chair, her green eyes met Richard Hale's. Her small fingers trembled as they made a subtle movement, barely noticeable to the untrained eye. It was a silent signal, one she had learned over weeks of therapy. Only two beings in the room caught it, Rex and Judge Sullivan. Rex's reaction was immediate. The moment Emily's fingers twitched in that silent plea for help, the dog's body went rigid. His ears pricked forward, his muscles coiled like a loaded spring, and a low, guttural growl rumbled from deep within his chest, a sound of warning, of recognition. His golden brown eyes locked onto Hale, unwavering and piercing. The reaction sent a ripple of unease through the courtroom. A murmur spread through the spectators, whispers of speculation filling the air. Something about the dog's behavior struck a chord. This wasn't just a well-trained support animal reacting to his handler's distress. This was something deeper, something primal. Judge Sullivan's hand came down hard on the gavel, the sharp crack echoing like thunder through the room. "This court will take a 15-minute recess," he declared, his voice unusually urgent. Prosecutor Jenna Collins shot him a questioning look, but he didn't meet her eyes. Instead, he glanced at Emily, who clung to Rex like a lifeline. Something significant had just happened, and he needed to understand exactly what it was before the trial proceeded any further. As the courtroom emptied, Sullivan remained seated, his mind racing. He had seen many things in his years on the bench, but never had a therapy dog reacted with such undeniable certainty. What had Rex recognized? And more importantly, what did that mean for the case? Outside in the hallway, Emily knelt beside Rex, her tiny hands gripping his fur tightly. Her mother, Sarah Carter, bent down beside her, smoothing back the child's curly hair with trembling fingers. "Sweetheart, are you okay?" she whispered. Emily didn't respond. She didn't need to. Her grip on Rex tightened, her small frame pressing into his side. Jack Monroe, the lead investigator on the case, watched from a few steps away, a grizzled FBI agent with decades of experience. Monroe had a gut instinct that had served him well over the years. And right now, his gut told him that whatever had just happened in that courtroom was a game changer. He stepped closer to Judge Sullivan. "Something spooked that dog," he murmured, his voice low. "I'd bet my badge he recognizes Hale from somewhere." Sullivan exhaled slowly, his sharp blue eyes narrowing. "Then we need to find out where." Meanwhile, inside the defense's private room, Richard Hale sat across from his attorney, Michael Graves. The moment they were alone, the smug confidence on Hale's face twisted into something else, something colder. His fingers drummed against the table as he replayed the moment in his mind. The girl hadn't spoken, but the dog had reacted. "She knows," he muttered under his breath. Graves raised an eyebrow. "What?" Hale forced a small smile. "Nothing," he said. But his mind was already racing. That damn dog! He hadn't considered the animal would be a problem. But now, he realized Rex might be the key to unraveling everything. As the 15-minute recess neared its end, Judge Sullivan straightened his robes and took a deep breath. He didn't believe in coincidences, and right now, something told him that Rex had just given them the most important clue of the trial. It was time to dig deeper, and for the first time since the case had started, he felt the tide